Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, commenting, and continuing to share my videos with your friends. I see I have new subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, and you are family now. Yeah, so last time I posted a video, it was about advice for psychology undergraduate majors. So I've decided to repost because I've done this video before and I've deleted it due to some, reasons and quality and improvement. And yeah, so today I'm doing a video on advice for current honors students and third year students who are going or hoping to go into honors next year. So firstly, I will talk to those who are in their third year planning or their fourth year extended. They are planning to go into like honors next year. Firstly is that you need to like keep good grades. I know some universities do take students with 60% average, but the universities that value competency, excellency, and standard, they take around 75%, 80, so you need to be around there. So what I can say is stick to like, make sure that you don't have an average that's actually less than 70%. But if you actually can, stick to the 75s, the 80s. And the second advice is you're still in your undergrad. It's your final year and the pressure is on and the anxiety to get into honors. But make sure that you volunteer because this is actually, it might be your last chance to volunteer because like honors year has research components and you might like research components, so you might end up having to like focus on your research than volunteering. So it's your best time to actually volunteer and do all the work like you are actually supposed to do. And another thing, don't delete or throw away your notes, guys. That's very important, especially when you're going into not necessarily honors, but when you're going to start with your master's applications. There will be some people are going to scare you. Obviously, they're going to tell you they ask this and that. And if you don't have your notes, you're going to panic easily. You'll be looking for notes everywhere and you just can't get them. And also, make sure that you have a great foundation and you are invested in research. And to those who have an option to like choose your majors, like not your majors but your modules, make sure that you at least have psychopathology and psychological assessment. So I'll actually take this further when I'm talking to the current honor students. And actually, I think this would be more beneficial to those in their who are in their third years because like it makes more sense to say to someone next year choose psychological assessments over psychopathology. But it also has its own advantages and disadvantages. So now what I'm actually trying to say is most of the times when you are able to get into honors and you've never done psychological assessments and you're not admitted into masters, the problem becomes that you are unable to apply with universities such as Nelson Mandela and no, what's that? Stellenbosch and UJ and which other university? Yeah, I think these three, they offer like that 6 month psychometry, is it psychometry, something like that, like psychometry program. So you will need just like they will need your psychological assessment as a requirement to get into that program. So if you don't have like it's a bit of a struggle. And for those who have money, you're in your third year and you have money and you can afford to pay your own fees, go to SACAP so that you can do all. Yeah, Nelson Mandela is also a good university for you to pursue your honors because even if you don't get into your master's, is it a master? Yeah, even if you don't get into master's program, you at least get a chance to register as a counselor because these two universities, they offer like their fourth year, their honors year is BPsych equivalent, and you have an opportunity to register with HPCC. I know I sound clumsy right now, but yeah, I think I'm all over the place. But I hope the message will be, will be delivered and well received. So to the honest students, guys, good rough outside, like it's tough. So make sure that whatever happens, these are some of the advices we never got. Make sure that whatever happens, don't get an average that's less than 65%. But to be more safe, don't get less than 70%. Because, for example, universities such as University of Pretoria, when you apply for masters, the requirement is you need to have 70% minimum to get into, like, to be eligible to apply for their masters. And obviously the competition is too tough, guys. So if your average is less than 70% and others have, like, let's say the pool has more applicants who have like 70s, obviously they're going to be selected. Remember that, like, selection week is not automatic, guys. So because it's not automatic, it means that there's some selection processes going on. Yeah. And also make sure that, like, during your honors year, you try to volunteer. Don't just sit and focus on your academics. It's good, but it's not gonna work. It might work against you. Let me not say it's gonna work, because for others, obviously, it might be like an easy road, and for others, they can be able to represent themselves well enough in the selection weeks to get into masters. But if you don't really have like some volunteering experience or some work experience, you might find yourself not being able to feel, or not being confident to submit your master's application. And what else? Again, if you're in honors and you have options to take psychological assessment as your module, please, I cannot emphasize this more. Please take psychological assessment. It's one mistake I made last year. I chose psychopathology over psychological assessments because at Rhodes, you cannot, like, for our 2019, you cannot, or you were not allowed to do psychological assessment and psychopathology. But some universities do allow their students to actually do all of them. So if it's an option, I would say take psychological assessment. But others would say if you don't have psychopathology, you might not be considered for clinical psychology. Well, universities are different. So make wise decisions, especially if you want a career in psychology. And remember, guys, relax, study, like, have fun, man, guys, with your studies. Don't be too focused to a point that you end up losing yourself through the process of trying to be a psychologist. So the next video that I'll be making will be talking about I think, I'm not sure if I want to do a video on the selection weeks, because, well, I'm not a master student as well, or give my own experiences of last year's selection weeks, or should I just talk about, like, where am I now, because obviously I'm not in school, so, and I'm also not staying at home either. So yeah, so you guys just comment, like, which one should I take. Hi guys, this video is too long because I was very, I don't know, a bit disorganized today. I'm really sorry for that, but I really wanted to make a video for you guys. Yeah. Oh, and on the volunteering part, guys, it doesn't matter where you volunteer, because I know most people are obsessed with this thing of, like, wanting to volunteer in a psychological environment, like where you get to assess, like, the psychology of people, rather than just, I mean, psychology is an everyday application, like, it's an everyday application kind of module, and you can learn psychology anywhere, whether you're working in school, whether you're working in administration, or whether you're working, as long as you get to interact with people. And remember, what they're really looking out for when you apply for masters is really your reflections of how that whole experience of volunteering or not volunteering, or studying too much or not studying too much, has shaped your life. And yeah, so you don't have to be so stressed up when they're talking about, oh my god, now I have to look for a trauma kind of environment, psychopathology kind of environment, assessing or whatsoever. So to avoid making this video 10 minutes, guys, bye bye. See you next time, and I might post a cover. Bye.